Welcome to W3MCT. It's our mission to make lives and make people's lives easier. What can we do? We're going to go over not this. Nah. What's up, everybody? Let's get back to the charts and let's give you an update. It's been a while. I hope everybody had a great holiday. If you don't know who I am, my name is Simon from W3MCT. I'm the founder of W3MCT, and I'm here to introduce Web3 to you. Web3 is blockchain technology. It's a new technology and it's an upgrade to the internet and the way we interact with each other online, not just with people, but entities, assets, business, AI, all of it together. If you guys don't know what's going on with Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin has hit a all-time high, clear skies on the chart right now, currently at 113,000 and really just doing a crazy spot volume, up 93%, 24 billion in the last 24 hours. That is insane. And if you still don't know what's going on with Bitcoin, or if you're still new to this technology, well, don't worry about it. You're just being left out. So what's happened, right? So about 80,000 Bitcoins originating from the so-called Satoshi Nakamoto era were moved for the first time in 14 years. That happened over the holiday weekend. Those coins, valued over 8 billion, were transferred from dormant addresses to this new SegWit address. It's a technical upgrade that improves transaction efficiency and security on the Bitcoin network. Importantly, the coins were not sent to exchanges, indicating no immediate intent to sell. This rare movement has sparked speculation about the motives, with some viewing it as security measure or key rotation. Others see it as a potential precursor to some market volatility. Historically, well, such events can influence trader behavior and increase short-term volatility. But the lack of exchange deposits may signal continued long-term confidence in Bitcoin. And we could get you caught up on what's been going on. And in the past months, right? So we have BlackRock's iShares, IBIT, began generating more revenue than the S&P 500 ETF. This reflecting a surge in institutional interest in Bitcoin. If you guys don't know anything about IBIT, let's go take a look at the IBIT chart right now. So IBIT is currently at 64.69. And if we go to my super charts of it, all right, let me go ahead and just kind of make this a little bit easier for everybody. Sorry, let me remove my trade-in script here. Cool. So, all right. So if we see this movement, I'm sorry, let's go to the weekly because this is a fund and like, wow, this is crazy, right? This weekly chart is just constantly making newer highs, really in clear skies right now at 64.69. Just to show you the volatility of it on the daily. All right. This is really just, look, I mean, it's just up and to the right. Could it fall back? I mean, yeah, why not? And then just going to give people more of a reason to want to grab some more if it happens, comes back down to this 49 or 50 level. Okay. Just like when it came back and tested out here. But either way, we're hitting at new all-time highs. It's clear skies when it comes to IBIT. And so that is really giving us a strong national blockchain strategy and strengthens U.S. leadership in blockchain innovation. Meanwhile, some other central banks, okay, that plans to create a Bitcoin reserve, signaling growing national level adoption and oversight. Core V28.2 was released on June 26, 2025, introducing several technical improvements, including notarization and code sign-in for Mac OS and Windows binaries, bug fixes, and updates to testing protocols. These updates enhance the security and reliability of the Bitcoin software. So let's go ahead and actually Google that really quick, because if you guys don't know, Bitcoin Core updates, let's see if they're right. So we can go to bitcoincore.org and you can see here, right? This is exactly the new releases, what's going on with Bitcoin. You can check out the development and some more information on it. You can see that actually Bitcoin Core 29 was just released, and it goes over some of the bugs and upgrades and how to upgrade it. And I know this is getting super technical and you probably don't care about any of this, right? But hey, that's what's happening. Now, some of the biggest stories, right? Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high. As you can see, Bitcoin really at 113,000. But Bitcoin is not the only thing when it comes to Web3. Yes, it's the biggest thing, and it's amazing, it's valuable, and it's fantastic, right? But in the world of Web3, blockchain exists because of massive communities, right? Massive networks coming together. So another thing you're going to be hearing a lot of people talking about is Ethereum. Ethereum, what is Ethereum? Ethereum's right now is hitting 2,800. It's not at an all-time high for Ethereum, right? So if we go back and I pull up my ETH chart here, okay, you can see Ethereum really still has a lot of work to do. Okay, so the all-time high for Ethereum is around 4,480, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, maybe let's go to the monthly, just so it's just quickly and easier to figure that out. So our all-time high for Ethereum actually is around 4,800. Okay, so you can see it still has a long way to go before we're clear skies when it comes to that. There's still going to be a lot of resistance here at that 4,000 level, 3,800 when it comes for Ethereum. So we'll see if it'll be able to do that and break above that. Now, why are institutions or why is anybody focusing on Ethereum? So Ethereum is a strong foundation, right? So if we go to Etherscan, okay, Etherscan is the the blockchain explorer for Ethereum. Okay, it's going to give you the market cap, the amount of transactions, right? And these are all of the latest blocks and things that are happening in the Ethereum ecosystem. And if we go to take a look at the transactions, I want to see if Ethereum transactions are increasing or decreasing. All right. So in the last, total transaction fees are up 14% in the last 24 hours. Average transaction fee up 64%. Now transactions are down but a little bit, but at the same time, you can see transactions are still continually to go up. So that means people are still using and it's still growing at a nice pace, right? Yeah, maybe it was not as crazy as it was before when it hit these numbers, but at the same time, it really hasn't broken down as much as people think it has. And that's what at least is what the blockchain's showing, right? It's showing us growth. It's showing that people are still using Ethereum. Now, that being said, why is Ethereum valuable to the marketplace and to institutional players, right? It's because it allows people to do yield farming and DeFi and all of these different things. So with Ethereum, so if you go to a place called like Uniswap, okay. Oh, I did not mean to go to here. I don't want to vote on anything right now. So, excuse me. Uniswap was one of the first decentralized applications used and wallet, right, in a decentralized exchange on the Ethereum blockchain, all right, on the Ethereum network. And what is Uniswap? So Uniswap is known as a DEX, right, a decentralized exchange, and allows people to trade, earn trade, so they can swap. Right, so if you want to swap your Ether for some USDC, or if you want to swap your USDC for, there we go, for some chain link, right? Or if you want to swap it to, Pepe or whatever, okay, you can use the Uniswap exchange, the decentralized exchange. You can also buy and sell now on this, okay? But another cool thing is that with pools, okay, I don't have this or my wallet set up, but when it comes to token pools on Uniswap, and this is going to be with other DEX and decentralized exchanges as well. So if you go to this pool right here, right, this pool has a pair known as Ether and USDC. So if I have Ether and USDC in my wallet, I can go ahead and create an LP token and add liquidity. Okay, so if you hit this button here, new position, you're going to add liquidity to this pool. So to do that, you're going to need Ether and USDC, pay a fee, and then you can go through the process of adding liquidity to the pool. And then by providing liquidity to the pool, all right, excuse me, you will then, here we go, let me go back here. Okay, then you'll be able to earn a little bit of a reward from it. Okay, and looks like it's been increasing, and they're giving you some more uni for it. The pool APR is about 33%. The total value locked right there is almost 100 million, 98.3 million USDC ETH pool, right? And these are all just different liquidity pairs you can basically add liquidity for people trading on these blockchains, right? So this tells you the amount in total, 4 billion total Uniswap total value locked. And that's just one DEX, right? On Ethereum, there's many more on top of that. And so Ethereum can now offer institutions the ability to either create their own application using this technology, or they can just use what's available with the EVM and proof of stake consensus mechanism. And so Ethereum is a strong foundation that many applications have been building on and will continue to build on top of it, right? So, and that's similar to Solana. Like we were talking before in my last video, right? Solana, let's see how that's performing. So Solana right now is at 160. And if we go pull up Solana on our chart, let's see what Solana is doing on the super charts. Okay, so Solana still has a long way before we reach its all-time highs in clear skies. Really, you know, they're talking about we want to see Solana really break that 2, and that's really where it could potentially be going. Disregard all of this, okay? So with the Solana at 160 right now, really up 16% in the last 24 hours for a spot, 0.4 billion. All right, so this is another ecosystem as well. So a decentralized exchange that's similar to Uniswap that is for Solana is called Radium. Now, Radium is really, very similar. It's the same thing. You can see my wallet was connected with one of them. And, so we have swap ability. Okay, you can just swap, same here. Select the token, swap all of that. Now you have liquidity pools, right? It just looks a little bit different, but it's the same thing. Okay, liquidity pools, Sol, USDC. Not as much, right? So that's the concentrated. So if we go, who's got the highest liquidity on Radium right now? It looks like this USD X there. USD slurf. Wow, look at these. All these meme coins. Wow. It used to be Solana was the highest. And then I don't mean to laugh. I mean, it's kind of funny. This has had the most volume in the last 24 hours. There we go. So now that makes me feel a little bit better, right? We got 45 million over here. Let's go take a look at this pool, right? So this is you're talking about on Ethereum, right? We have way more TVL versus Solana, okay? But now if we go to SolScan and we want to take a look at the blockchains, excuse me, I'm a little bit catching over a cold. All right, you can see the transactions on Solana are just insane. Okay, look at this TPS. All right, it's insane. It's way more. All right, so what's the difference between this and Ethereum? Is that, well, Solana can handle right now, okay, so we got about 3,900 transactions per second. All right, network fees are down 11%. Validators or so. If we go to transactions itself, all right, all time, right? See that? Wow, look at that massive jump. Holy cow, look at that. That is insane. These are non-vote instructions and transactions. Let's see. Total transactions were going up, and it looks like it started to come down a little bit here. That's when the meme coin was really starting to get whatever. And still hovering around, but at the same time, this is still a lot of transactions, all right? Still a lot of growth, still a lot going on. Now, let's see, how are the accounts? All right, so strong wallets. It seems new accounts have gone down just a little bit. All right, tokens and programs, still a lot of growth. It's still, there's still a lot going on with it. So the thing is, the difference is that when it comes to Solana, it can handle more on the transactions. It has a lot of activity on the blockchain, All right. But it's still not surpassing Ethereum when it comes to the total TLV, right? There's just still more liquidity on Ethereum, but there's way more activity on Solana. So that's kind of interesting. But the cool thing about that is that those aren't, in my opinion, those aren't like one's better than the other. That just goes to show you that Web3 is alive, right? And this shows you that blockchain exists because of multiple communities. And I say this over and over again, right? This is an open world where all players can exist. So yeah, you can have Ethereum being fantastic with a lot of money there, but then you can also have Solana that where the majority of the volume and players and people interacting on a daily basis is actually happening, right? So you can say, oh well, ETH people have more money than Solana people. So what? Okay, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant all day. That has nothing to do with what this technology was built on. This technology of blockchain and Web3 is about a place that all players can interact in. And when I see activity on Solana, I see growth on Ethereum, and I see Bitcoin, creating attention, because really that's really what Bitcoin is there for, is to create attention for this ecosystem, the OG for this technology. And then once people start to understand, oh, there's so much more you can do with this technology than just buy and hold Bitcoin. And yes, the easiest thing is to buy and hold Bitcoin. And there is nothing wrong with that strategy, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. But once you do that, and then you want to start, understanding how this ecosystem works, and you want to start playing the game of Web3, and then that's when you're going to realize, oh, there's other technologies and there's other networks within this new technology that I can go and participate in. That doesn't mean it's like, oh, you need to, I'm going to go from Bitcoin to YOLO and Fartcoin. No, there's still a lot of other networks that provide value to this ecosystem that, still require liquidity. Okay. Chainlink, very, very valuable to all of this, right? A decentralized Oracle network built on Ethereum, designed to work with multiple blockchains. It connects smart contracts to external data sources and addresses the limitation that blockchains cannot natively access off-chain information. Okay, this is boring. Chainlink is boring, but valuable, extremely valuable to all of this. But it's super, super boring, right? It doesn't have a funny picture. There is nothing exciting about it. It's pure geek mode. All right, necessary geek mode for this infrastructure to work. And another thing, right? You talk about Litecoin. People sleep on Litecoin. Litecoin's decentralized technology is literally is the top, right? High security, can do everything that Bitcoin can do, has a group of supported miners, right? It's merged mine with Dogecoin. So the cool thing about Litecoin is that, meme coin people and other people can still do it. And Litecoin being one of the second such digital asset commodities out there is used in all commerce, right? All wallets can accept Litecoin. All platforms and application have Litecoin already on it. I mean, you can transact with Litecoin just as fast. And now with their Mimblewimble, okay, so Mimblewimble, where is it? Used to have all this stuff set up. Okay, so I wrote a letter. Hold on. I can't remember where I wrote how to set up a Bitcoin node. We'll go to this real quick. So Mimblewimble is a blockchain protocol that allows for completely private transactions platform through a unique security framework that is more different from the pseudo-anonymous Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So what is this? It's not about like hiding or being a secret, right? It's like when you go and you spend your money at a store, all right, the person that sees like your card and everything, they don't see how much you have in your bank account, right? So for example, all right, if you were to buy something with your wallet or send somebody some Bitcoin with your wallet and they kept that address and they wanted to check your address on the blockchain, which they can, right? So if you go to if you want to go like to like, for example, Bitcoin Explorer, where is it? The mempool, right? You can get someone's address and then it will tell you, you know, what is in that wallet and how much is in that wallet. So for example, let me get a transaction and let's just grab, I don't know, what's this wallet? Let's grab, excuse me, right? So now we have this address. We can see a pending, confirmed transactions, total received 0.5, right? You can see the balance history of it, unspent outputs, all these transactions, right? You can see a lot of that. Yes, I know. Most people don't know how to do that or where to look or would even do that. But my point is that it's not about hiding the transactions because it's bad, but it's at the same day, it's about protection. Okay. It's just about protection, right? If you go send somebody some Bitcoin, crypto, or digital asset or anything like that, just because they have your public address, that doesn't mean they should have access to your entire bag. That's why you don't transact out of your cold hardware wallet, right? You don't transact out of, you know, a lot of things, and you need to do these things safely. It's important to have, you know, wallets that you send to people. Okay, so basically, you would send a wallet. You would have a wallet that you would put your, you know, crypto in. You know, most likely what you can do is just use the exchanges right now. Before, you had to have multiple wallets and all these other things, right? But now with Coinbase, crypto.com, you know, all these other centralized exchanges, you can use that as your ability to send out to other people, because when you look up a Coinbase wallet, right, it's not going to be specific to you. It's going to be the wallet and all the information related to that, to Coinbase, right? So when you're buying crypto on an exchange, the difference is that they have access to the wallet, right? And they control the wallet. And so when you're buying Bitcoin on like Coinbase or crypto.com or any other, you know, centralized exchange, right? All of the money goes into one wallet, right? So if there's, you know, there's a Bitcoin wallet, right? There's a wallet, you know, and there's multiple wallets within each crypto, right? And that's where all of the money's being held. So that's why like people that are OGs to this space and understand this technology are a little bit skittish about that. It's because they came from the world where they had to self custody first before any of that was really existed. And at the same time, you're still putting the trust into someone else, into another institution. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But some people just didn't want to do that. And that's okay. There's nothing, you know, that's okay, right? There's a place for all of it to exist, and that's what makes it really cool. And so if you guys are interested in wallets, I guess I can share with you really quick some valuable insight on, like, you know, which wallets are cool, which ones are important, which ones that I would highly recommend. So right now, so SafePal is a wallet that I've tested out myself, and I do have an affiliate partnership with them. You know, you can use my affiliate link or you don't have to. SafePal has started with the SafePal S1 hardware wallet, and the cool thing about this wallet is that it's offline, and you have to do the QR scan, really. So it's called 100% offline air gap. So that means when you're doing a transaction with it, right, you need your hardware device to go ahead and do that. Now, another one that also is really good is the Tangent wallet, right? So Tangent comes with the NFC card, and they also have the ring. The ring is actually pretty cool. All right, I've been testing this out. I got it. It's actually pretty cool. So, and it works really well. Okay, it's got the IP68 with it, right? It's an NFC connectivity. It has the ELA 6 plus CC certified secure, which is like the highest. And you know, I've really been testing this out as well, and I'm not gonna lie, I like this. I like this way better now than SafePal. And I do also have an affiliate partnership with them as well. I don't really push it too hard, but it is still good. So really the cool things, right? So you will download the application on your phone, and then you would also receive a card. So two cards or the ring. And when you go ahead and you want to interact with it, right, you're just going to need to verify with the card, making it super, super easy, super simple. Another way to secure yourself. So a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do all that, right? I mean, it's fine. You don't have to, but I'm just saying it's available and it's here. I believe that it's not about having all in one place. I believe, right, have an centralized exchange, have your own hardware wallet, have your own hot wallet, have your own DEX, decentralized exchange, and do some stake and yield farming. And then, also have some real estate. Also, like play the game. Don't just search for just one and dones, and yes, can you just buy Bitcoin and not focus on anything? 1000%, right? 1000%. Okay. I mean, this new technology has been taken off, and it finally has gotten to the point where people are starting to understand the strategy. And the strategy, to my opinion, is that, well, if you are essentially, I don't know, whatever age and older, you were told you go to school, you get a good job, you get a good career, get a diploma, all these things, right? And then you were pigeonholed to how much money you can make in the world. And there's still a large population of people in the world that didn't even know anything about money. No one explained this thing about money. They explained to you how to cooperate as an employee for a certain business or corporation or whatever and be happy. And that's okay for a lot of people. People like that comfortability in life, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, but at the same time, there's also people that felt like they got hustled, or they felt like they can do more, or this doesn't seem right, or they just couldn't get ahead, right? And that's why Web3 and blockchain technology is so extremely valuable, because as long as you have a computer, an internet connection, you have the ability to at least multiply your level, right? Whether you're working in landscape, construction, retail, fast food, doctor's office, doesn't matter where you are, okay, and what level you are at, you have the ability to participate. And so some people say, oh, well, that already exists with the stock market. All right, fair enough. You can do that as well. Now, the only thing about the stock market that I can say that's different from Bitcoin and different from this technology is that, well, Bitcoin is not a business, right? Ethereum is not a business. Solana is not a business. These aren't businesses. These are infrastructure technology. What does that mean? When you invest or put your money to work in the stock market, you are essentially saying, I trust a group of people that will take that money and do something right with it. Provide a service, make a product, right? Do something to increase its value. However, there's thousands of companies in the stock market, and 90% of them don't do shit, and they don't offer good returns. They don't do anything with the money. They raise their money for their suits and their shareholders, and the ones that know what to do when the price is a certain level are the ones that get paid out, and the ones that are sitting there waiting for these good people to do something magical in the world, right, they get screwed over. And so when it comes to Bitcoin, people can get into this market and there's no board member behind it, right? There's nothing. The only thing you have to ask is this: do you think the future will be more digital or less? If you think the future will be more digital, then wouldn't you want to be part of that digital growth? So as long as people are using Bitcoin, are using blockchain technology, not just in the United States, on the entire planet, as long as there's transactions happening, and then you're winning, right? That's it. There is no grandmaster plan. There is no, oh, there needs to be a new product every year. It's the same thing. Now, will this infrastructure create a whole new ecosystem of jobs and this and opportunities? Yes. But I don't want to overwhelm anybody of that. But right now, for infrastructure play, all you have to think about is, are people using the network? So let's go back and just see. Because the cool part is you don't have to guess if people are using the Bitcoin network. You just go to the mempool, mempool.space. I also created a mempool for Litecoin. I don't know if it's up. Mempool. Where is the other? All right, you know what? I don't want to get sidetracked again. I'm sorry. Right? This is showing me right now, okay, all of the transactions that's happening. You know what? Let me go to the other chart. Where's the, I don't remember what it was called. Son of a gun. I had it saved. I can't think of it. It's a really cool explorer. It's a visual explorer. Can't remember. Visual explorer. I think was it this one? Oh, well, that's cool. I'll make my own. I can fork it. Oh, nice. That's cool. All right. Sorry. I'm getting distracted again. All right. For the people that like funny stuff, okay, or just want to actually see what's going on, okay, these are the transactions. Go away. Here we go. This is Ethereum and this is Bitcoin. All right. Now, hey there, I'm the avatar. Use the arrow, the keys to move me around. I like how they added. Why didn't they do that? This is from Tether. Yeah, this is if you wanted to add more. Arbitrum. Okay, let's do Litecoin and Bitcoin. I want you guys to see the difference, right? So Litecoin has transactions, okay? So, but not as much, right? So this is very light transactions that's going on. There's still people, right? There's still people, okay? You know, everyone that comes to Litecoin, they can get on the bus, no problem. They don't gotta wait in line, okay? But with Bitcoin, you know, there's a lot going on. All right. New buses coming. Right. These are the blocks. Okay. This is the block. These are the blocks. The blocks in Bitcoins every 10 minutes. Right. So a bus every 10 minutes. Okay. And then so, right. And with Litecoins, it was about 2.5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And then it's going to the blockchain. So it's all of these transactions. Oh, boom. A whole bunch of new transactions again. Yo, the bus is ready. Look at that. A whole bunch of transactions coming in, right? So this is showing us just activity. Let's see if we get, who else can we look at? Arbitrum. I don't think Arbitrum one's got any transactions. They made this one different. This is kind of interesting. Okay, the conveyor belt. I like this. So this is a fun visual, right? Instead of this, but they both are telling us that people are using a network. That's my whole point of bringing it up, right? Like this is just to show you that people are using the network. And that's all we really want to see, right? Is just people using the network, right? So this is a block, right? All these blocks coming in. And these are the lines, low fee lines. So these are all people that are waiting for lower fees, right? The gas fees. And if you want to get ahead of the line, right, you pay higher gas fees. 8 gwei, 7 gwei, 6 gwei, 6 gwei, 5, right? So if you pay higher gas fees, you get ahead and your transaction goes through. Right? So, all right. I think that's enough of that for there. Now, let's talk about XRP. XRP has really actually established a pretty nice base. I'm not going to lie. Let's pull up the XRP chart and pull up my super chart. And we're actually going to go to the weekly daily. So, a lot of people were waiting for XRP to like really break down, like heavy. I'm talking about like really, really break down because it's done that many times in the past. It's done that many. It comes up, breaks down, comes up, breaks down, right? Comes up, breaks down, comes up, breaks down. Now you can say, oh well, it did break down a little bit, but it didn't break below, all right, its previous all-time high, which was the 190s. I mean, it came out of 160s, retested that, right? But it didn't stay there. When I'm saying break, I mean like if it's back above, it didn't break it. Did it touch it? Did it retest it? Okay, yes, it retested it a few times and it got supported. What do I mean by it got supported? That means people were there to say, look, I'm going to bag it up. I'll bag it up. I'll pay 195 for XRP. I think that's okay. And it established a really strong base for pretty much this entire year. So we're talking about, let's take a look at this. All right. This is a 215-day base. That's strong. That's a strong base. That's strong consolidation. That's a lot right there. And I don't want to get any other technicals out the way, but that's a strong base. Yeah, if you haven't broken down really less than 200 days, if you haven't broken down yet, all right, it is highly unlikely that it will break down, right? So everyone, the XRP trade right now, I can share you guys just a little bit. All right, my signal just went off. Okay. Now, this is for trading. This is not for investing. It's not financial advice. All right, I created trading script, and this is what I do. So I do have a trading script available right now on TradingView. It's an invite-only trading script, but you can see in my last trade, okay, our signal went off here around the 226 level, and I told, I gave some of my group people about it. See, really, so this is not like a lot, right? I only, I make my signals. I make the script really for 10% or so. It's not supposed to be anything crazy. It's just 7 days, 7.9%. People might say that's nothing. All right. But you can take profits at any time you want. Really, it's just if you would have really just watched the signal and then just waited for the small pullback, okay, you could have really just, you could have got a little bit better, right? 13, 14%. And then that'd be a successful trade, everything like that, So, but the whole point of bringing that up is that there is something going on now on the daily, the signal just went off. Okay. And our take profit is 2 now. Will it get there? I don't know. It might retest. Our stop loss is at 211. I mean, it might come up and then come back down to these 227s again. All right, before it gets there. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to 293, but this is just giving me my signal to say, hey, pay attention, take a look at the charts. There's probably a good play coming in where you can make your nice swing trade move. And that is my DSLH swing low, swing high is available. If I show you guys, how do I go to my trading strategy script? Oopsies. So really, the script probably would have performed well, all right, on the 3 hour, right? So from July 9th, 2024 to July 9th, 2025, right? So this would have been the total P&L off of 66 trades, 40% profitable trades with a 1.9 profit factor, performance, trade analysis here, risk performance ratios, all that stuff is available. Now, if you go to my name profile, scripts, here we go. This is the script right here. Okay, so this access to the script is restricted to invite only script. All right, so the SLH W3MCT is a swing trading strategy engineered for liquid spot perpetual markets. All right, it's for the 30-minute to the 4-hour charts. Seeks to capture the transitions from consolidation to expansion by aligning trend, momentum, and volatility while tightly controlling risk. I'm not going to go through all of this right now. Okay, it's a lot, but I just wanted to show you guys if anybody is interested. I've been working on this for a little while. I've had a couple hiccups on the way, but thankfully I finally got this fixed and edited with the right version, and now it's available. Like I said, it's an invite only script, but it is published and available. And if you guys want to have access, you can go ahead and DM me at Simon Future 2 here, or you can go to w3mct.com for more information. We'll set up more things for it. This is just the early stages, but you're watching the videos and I want to give you a heads up. Now, enough about that. So yeah, I think this is good right now. There's going to be a lot going on in the markets. Stay tuned. I'll have another video coming out tomorrow with some more details. And if you guys are interested in learning more about Web3, go over to learnweb3.io. I help co-found this with a lot of other developers in the world. And really, it's just a great place. You come learn about Web3 development. Whether you're a developer or you're just interested in understanding this technology, you can come to learn Web3 and just learn more about the lessons, courses. There's just so much information available. It can be a lot and can be overwhelming, but it's here. And if you do need additional help after that, my name is Simon from W3MCT. You can reach me at simon@w3mct.club. You can send me an email. I'll be sure as glad to help you any way that I can. If you appreciate this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below on the next topic that I can help you with. And yeah, cool. You guys are fantastic. Have a great day.